Hey everybody, hold on a second. Whew. Whew. Out of breath. Out of breath. Yes, everybody is on time. Hey Ma. I be hot. Y'all have no idea how hot I be in this apartment because I be trying to turn off all of the air conditioning and everything else. Just waiting for everybody to get in the room. Just waiting. How is everybody doing? Thank you, Charla. Thank you. My mom is trying to get entered into the next giveaway, so I gotta enter my mother into the next giveaway because she's not playing. She is not playing. She wants to be entered into the next giveaway that I give out. I hope my boobs don't pop out, y'all. That's gonna be super duper embarrassing if it just pops out. So I'll probably need to sit back. I need to sit back because they holding on by a thread, y'all. A thread. Like I want to just go ahead and fix myself off camera right quick because they're about to fall out. Hey, just waiting. Y'all like my new setup? Do y'all like my new setup? I got me a nice little comfy chair now. Got a little ambiance going on here. I am going to have to sit still. I am going to have to sit real still and hold my arms together. Thank you. So I'm going to give her a few minutes just to join us. I start very on prompt 8 o'clock on the dot. So let me just see. 1 second. Hi, Levi. So I'm going to do the giveaway, but in order to know if you won the giveaway, you got to wait until the end of the interview. So once the interview is over, I'm going to announce everybody that won and let you know what your prize is and how you can go about getting your prize. Of course, it's a digital prize because, due to COVID reasons. But, yeah, just hold on and wait till the interview is over. So I guess just give everybody a minute to join and see what's going on. Hey, everybody. Hey. Sorry. I don't know who that is. What you want to talk about? What y'all want to talk about? He said talk to me. I don't know who that is. He said talk to us. We'll talk while you want to. What y'all want to talk about? Well, we can talk about how this all started, how this whole show started. Hey, well, we don't have to talk about that yet because she's already here. Sorry, y'all don't get to know my business.
You all fancy. I'm in bed.
What are you? I get dressed up every Thursday because this is my only opportunity to actually get dressed because I don't go outside.
Well,
I don't have to go out. Well, I don't
I
have to go
know.
outside.
I was at the shop today, so
Oh, okay.
I'm in work mode.
Nope.
I would have
Well, you're
put
a
on
busy
a gown.
woman.
I would have put on a gown too. You should have
You
told
look
me. We
you
was
look
getting all
fine.
jazzed.
You look
I'm here
fine.
laying in bed and I'm like, hold on, wait, let me look. Y'all gonna have me. I did this thing with Bazoma. It was so funny. Bazoma St. John, if y'all don't know,
Mhm.
Bazoma St. John is black woman. And she came to my shop one day and and I was like, wait, hold on, I gotta get real official. I didn't know you was coming. So child, I then got myself together, I put on a gown just because she was at my shop. So yes,
Well, I want you to introduce yourself to everybody who is not following Mess in a Bottle. So I want you to
okay.
introduce yourself to everybody and pronounce your name correctly because I don't want to butcher your name
Oh, it's all
whatsoever.
good. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Kalilah Wright, and I'm the owner of Mess in a Bottle. So, Mess in a Bottle is a t-shirt company, and we put messages on t-shirts, and they come packaged in a reusable bottle.
So I actually purchased some things from your site. So I'm actually waiting for them to show up now. So I definitely will be wearing my
Yay.
stuff and
Okay.
posting. I got something for my son. He's 1 year old. I got something for my daughter.
Aw.
She's 11 years old. She's a woman in her own right. So she
Well,
definitely
thank you
has
for
a
the
couple of
support.
items. My mom wants to get a shirt now. My mother's in the room asking me why didn't she get a shirt. So now I got to go ahead and buy my
I
mom a
love
shirt.
it.
So
Thank
where are you
you.
originally from? Where are you originally from?
I was born in Kingston, Jamaica. So
Oh, okay.
I'm from Jamaica. I was born in Jamaica, and so but I was raised in Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, okay. So you're from New York.
I
Well, you're
am.
from New York. And so where do
Yes.
you reside at right now?
I'm in Maryland. I live in Baltimore right now. I've been
How
here
did you
for
get to
about 12.
Baltimore?
I went to grad school at Morgan. So after I graduated from Penn State University, I went to Morgan and I received a master's in architecture.
Oh, what year were you at Morgan?
2010 is when I graduated, but I was in grad school, so I didn't hang out with any of the cool black kids. I didn't.
Oh, I was already going, girl, by
I
that
was doing
time.
architecture and stuff, so I was in my book. So, I wasn't hanging out and doing all the cool black kids stuff.
But what made you want to stay in Baltimore though? Because I mean, I went to Morgan too, but like
Hmm.
Morgan, after I finished school, like I really just wanted to get up and come back to New York, and but New York was kicking my behind when I got back. But everybody else stayed in Baltimore and really like made a name for themselves, build a business and a family, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was just one of those things where I just didn't want to live in a box. My family doesn't own property in New
Hmm.
York, and so I just really felt like I would be living somewhere where I got a pole in the middle of the, basement, and I was just like, that's not going to be my life. So, I figured, Baltimore was close enough to New York. And I
Yes.
mean, truthfully, I went to Penn State, and my dad he lives closer to DC. So I just really felt like, this was an in-between space for me. So, it worked out.
Oh, okay. So what made you want to start Mess in a Bottle? Because I know it states that you're starting the conversation. I want you to quote it correctly because I don't want to misquote the quote.
Yep. So we are a conversation starter, and we put messages on t-shirts, like I said, and they come packaged in a reusable bottle. And I started it in 2016, shortly after the Freddie Gray riots in Baltimore. And we wanted to, people had a message. People wanted to really have a way of communicating, being able to say something without saying anything at all. And so that's really how Mess in a Bottle started, was we wanted to be the drivers of these important conversations.
So what were you doing prior to Mess in a Bottle?
Prior to Mess in a Bottle, I was doing architecture. I was an architect at Under Armour.
So it made you just want to just step out on your own and just start your own business. I mean, I know it's not something that people just wake up one day and just say, okay, I'm going to do this? I know you had to have like some type of plan. What were the steps that you were taking
No, I didn't
in
have a
order to think?
plan. I just jumped out the window. I'm from New York. I just decided, I mean, overall, architecture is a field that's very white male dominated. And so, I just really wanted to have a place and a space created for me, by me, a place that I would feel appreciated. And so, messing about really just was something that I was creating. And it's been 5 years and it just honestly turned into something amazing. And so I think because it just was an authentic space and something real, it just really popped off and, it's been doing excellent.
What did you face any challenges when you first began?
I mean, of course. I mean, I didn't start the company with, any money, any startup capital. So I think, like any other bootstrap, start a business, it was definitely difficult being a solopreneur, doing a lot of stuff on my own. But, I think eventually, on my late nights, and everything else, like I don't have to, be at my shop really. Like, I had to go in today to do, more administrative stuff, hiring staff, so I've changed the hats that I used to wear. Like I'm no longer a production, doing production and doing certain jobs. I'm now a boss and running a company. So, I think when you first start, it's a little bit difficult because you're wearing all the hats and you're doing
Hmm.
everything. And so I'm no longer in that space where I don't have to do everything.
So when you were working in a company and you started to do the t-shirt company, did you immediately leave your job, or did you just kind of do both until you felt comfortable enough to leave?
I left after 1 month.
Really?
Hmm.
Girl, I would have been scared. I would have been so scared.
If you can't fear, you won't people are not succeeding now because they're afraid. I mean, I could do anything. Like that's my I'm from Brooklyn. Like I
Right,
just like I just feel like if you don't bet on yourself, like too many of us are afraid. Like we've been
right.
so conditioned to a 9 to 5. We've been so
Hmm.
conditioned to feeling like like we have to do certain things. And I wanted to I decided, I mean, my son was only 2 when I left my job. And I just said I had to feed him. I was like, I don't even have to feed myself, but I had to figure out feeding him. And that was it. And I told myself if I could feed him, keep a roof over my head, and pay my cell phone bill, I was like, I'll be all right. And then truthfully, I said I would do this for a year. I was like,
Okay.
I was gonna do it for 1 full year, and if I made money from it and could survive, then I'll do another year. If I don't, I could be an architect. Like, like
Right.
there wasn't like for me, it was just like that was the gamble, and so I decided to take the bet on myself.
Mm. So who was like your support team? Did you have a couple of people? Or did you have any people that were doubting you when you were thinking about going ahead and stepping out on faith?
Social media was my support. I talk a lot. I'm very transparent about my ups and downs. And so, days when I didn't have a tea bag and I just had hot water, people on social would be like, yo, I'm sending you some tea so you could be at the coffee shop actually, drinking something and it's not just hot water. So I think like, people on social media really became like, friends and family where it was like, I need somebody to watch my son while I go do, a vending event or while I go, so really strangers, I think the people that rooted for me the most or, were loud for me are people that I really didn't know. I mean, my true friends and family have been super supportive as well. And like, they followed me I've had, multiple like small businesses, and they have rallied around me, and every venture that I've tried to go into, they support, and so this just was the one that really stuck. And and it's been good.
So how are you balancing work and life now? Because I know you're getting more busier, like year by year, you're becoming more busier. And so you
Yeah,
said you started off as a solopreneur. So now do you have a team working with you now, helping you
I
with the rest of
do.
the company?
I
So how did
do.
you go about hiring those people to help keep pushing your brand?
Trial and error, really, it's trial and error. Some it would be like first it would be like, oh, my home girl, my home boy, my friends, who can help me, whatever. But I think eventually it really transitioned into, now we're hiring with a purpose. Now we're intentional. Now it's like I'm looking for certain people. Hey, Kels. So now we're looking for certain people that, we want to do certain that specific job. Now I'm not looking for help. I'm looking for longevity. I'm looking for
Okay.
employees. I'm looking for people who are going to be with my company long term. So I think that yeah, it's trial and error. Like, I think it's funny because we're hiring now, and before it was like I was hiring people who like not just look like me, not just black women, but like people who vibe like me. Like, you listen to Biggie, like, that's part of the application. Like, like what you know about Brooklyn, like, it got to be at the vibe. What you know about you eat curry goat? Like, I need to know that the vibe, I need to understand the vibe and make sure that we on the
Right.
same page. But I am learning, like now I'm at a place where I'm like, that may not be what's the longevity of the company. Like, just because you look like me, act like me, or, vibe with the same stuff that I do, like, we need good quality people. So now it's like, I don't need help anymore. Now I need, quality employees who are gonna, be here with the growth of the company. My company is only getting bigger by the minute. So now it's just like I need people who are really here to ride with the business.
Mm. And so now, since COVID has happened, how are you balancing everything now? Because how old is your son now?
He's 7.
So he's in remote learning. So
Yep.
how are you handling the remote learning and your business and COVID
I've just
and
been
racial
trying
tension?
I've just been trying not to give him ass beatings on Zoom.
Not
Has
as
been
be.
That's been the biggest part of it. Is like I just been trying my best to not catch a case on Zoom because I'm like I don't want nobody to call nobody on me. But we surviving. We're doing all right. You know what? To be very honest, I think one of the things, especially when you have kids, I think that, as parents, yes, I work a lot, but I think that I also want to make sure that I want to also make sure that certain things that he's learning that is working, So I think one of the biggest things is like, okay, how is he really doing in school? And I think that this one-on-one, I have him in tutoring. I have a whole bunch of stuff going on for him, but it's just more like paying attention to, well, are you really absorbing this information that's being taught? Like, are you, and then it's me, because I think that a lot of the times, when kids are in school, I could understand now why, especially black boys are being left behind, or, they're being
Hmm.
in a corner somewhere. My son is very antsy. My son is rolling all over the place. He doesn't want to sit still. He has a lot of energy, so that can be, again, perceived as something else, or perceived as being, mischievous or doing something. And then sometimes they need more attention.
Right.
They need, you don't know what things they're seeing, what
Hmm.
things are going on. So it's just making me, I think COVID and dealing with a child as well has been really making me more attentive and
Yes.
just trying my best to kind of make sure, like, that, because I could just see how my son can go down a path, or that society can then take my son and view him as a troubling kid if, he's not learning or doing a certain thing. So those things have been things. But when it comes to my business, so I've been balancing. I run early in the morning. I'm a runner, so I run 3 to 6 miles or something in the mornings at like 5 a.m., just to kind of clear my mind, get myself together for the day. I'm on Zoom meetings after Zoom meetings after Zoom meetings all through the day. I'm also able now to I could work from home. I think that I am fortunate enough I have a full staff. I have an operations manager. I have an office manager. I have a shop manager. I have production team. So, I'm
Girl, you
at a
got a
place now.
company.
Look, my brag different right now. My brag different. I'm only talking like this because I just hired all these people. So I'm like,
It don't matter.
I got all of that now. So it's just like, so, I think that, it's been a lot easier where now I could say I'm not coming into the shop, or I'm not, like I pick my days, I could work, I work 7 days a week if you
Right.
know me. But now I could say I'm only coming in, I'll be in 2 days out the week or whatever. So I think that's been, fairly well. So I think balance, how I express with balance is with balance, some days something going fall short. When I'm very focused on my business, my son falls short. When I'm focused on my son, the business falls short. When I focus on myself, fuck everybody. Like that's just what.
Uh,
So.
I I feel you. So I mean, with everything personally, like how have
Mhm.
you been coping with the pandemic
I'm
in
alright.
itself?
I mean, I'm alright. I think that it's interesting. Like, to be very honest, I think running has been probably my saving grace for me, and just kind of tuning in with myself. And I think that is also, you know, um, I think that I've just been more thinking about, I mean, I haven't been thinking about death per se, but just I think understanding and being comfortable with death, and just, this is a thing that we live because to die, and I
Right,
think just not being too afraid. I think also making sure that on my end or my life insurance stuff is set up, making, and not even just because of COVID. I think COVID just really reminded us that there's this expiration date, like there's this end point. So it's just like, what are you doing to make sure that you're good and that what you're leaving behind is good? Like, are you truly living your life purpose? And are you happy with whatever, road and junction and the things that you're doing? Like, are you happy in life? And I think that we often don't tap into that enough. Like, yes, I run a successful business, and, I guess, from the outside looking in, I'm doing good. I mean, and I'm fine. But, I ask myself, like, am I good? Are you okay? Are you happy? And what does happiness and things like that truly look like to you? And
right.
I think that not enough people kind of tap into that, and, and you suffer in silence. So I would just say, for me, COVID really just reminded me to check in with myself and really figure out, like, my happiness.
Have you been traveling during COVID?
Not leisurely, not yet. Not because I don't. I mean, I traveled a lot pre-COVID, so
Hmm.
for real, my passport not mad at me. Like, and me sitting myself down, and me sitting down is just like a moment that I probably well needed. To be
Right.
very honest, business was keeping me traveling a lot, and then leisurely, I like to travel to different countries and stuff. So I mean, I've been a couple of places, but it's because of my son, and he had to go away for a couple so I could get my life right. But yeah,
Hmm.
I haven't really done any. I've traveled to like Atlanta and local places, but I haven't went overseas. But I'm about to. I say that we'll see. I don't mind. I'm not like with the. I understand COVID, but I think for me, I'm more like I'm here to live, and that's it.
Right. I mean, I think we naturally have to get adjusted to the way things are and
Yeah,
put a little bit of fear aside just to get a little bit of happiness because like I told my mom today, the suicide rates are gonna go up if we don't get
definitely.
outside at some point. I mean, I get the whole going outside. I mean, just be responsible when you do go outside and do
Right.
necessary precautions. But we gotta move, we
Yeah.
gotta move around at some point because people just can't keep sitting back in these four walls going back and forth. Um,
Definitely.
so Viola Davis made you her Woman Crush Wednesday. How did that make you feel?
That's big sis now. Like, she don't even know me like that yet. But nah, that was a proud moment. I thought that was dope. I mean, we weren't expecting it. I didn't know it was coming. I didn't know it was happening. But I think that, it just reminded me I'm on a lot of people's radar. And I just, I'm just trying to learn to embrace how amazing of a human I am, to be honest. Like, I just think that I don't often, like, say it, or, but for an icon, for a legend, for this actress, I just created something, and something I was passionate about. And I'm like, damn, look how far that has gotten me. So I just think it was just a reminder to kind of not let up. Like, my foot be on gas, and like I don't let up often. And, and it just reminded me, like, keep driving and keep driving in my lane. Like, sometimes we allow noise and, what other people got to say and, all this other stuff. And I'm like, if I kept as small as so many people have tried to make me, I would
Mm.
never be here today. And so, I'm just grateful that I've always listened to my own voice.
Who comes up with all the different phrases on the shirt? Do you just come up with it naturally? Did you by yourself just come up with everything that you put on the shirt? That's amazing because it's like a don't waste your WAP. As a matter of fact, I didn't even type it in. I'm gonna type it in right now for those who have not checked out the website. It's mess in a bottle, correct?
Yeah.
.com.
So I will say, Don't Waste Your WAP. I mean, yeah, Don't Waste Your WAP is a collaboration. And so that was with Demetria Lucas. So if anybody doesn't know Demetria, she already had a saying that was Don't Waste Your Pretty. And so Don't
Mm.
Waste Your WAP was like Demetria Lucas, like pretty much, she wanted to encourage women, like, to be amazing, to be you and not to waste it. So that was definitely a collaboration. And we've been trying to work together forever now. And so that was one that, was Demetria's.
I bought the sweatshirt. I bought the red
Yeah.
sweatshirt. Yes, I bought the sweatshirt. I will be wearing
Yes.
mine. So like right now, I know everybody's been talking about black owned businesses, how important it is to circulate the black dollar. How important is it right now that we continue to support black businesses right now?
Spend your fucking money right here. That's it. I mean, it's just some amazing. I think that it's been a good time, like, for I mean, it sucks that people are now realizing like our greatness, our, how bomb we are. Like, it's just it's long overdue. But I love what's happening. And if I have to say anything to anybody listening who doesn't have a business, or I'm not saying everybody shouldn't run out and become an entrepreneur, but right now is the time. Like, unfortunately, due to COVID, it's a pandemic, but now's the perfect time to buy buildings, get blocks, get in spaces that we haven't
Yes.
been. Listen, white people been feeling real sad about all the injustice. You get in their ass, be like, what
Yep.
black, what you been doing? So this is the perfect time to use the white people's guild and let
Yep.
them know, come on, yes, sis, yes, you want to be, yes, support us. And so this is a great time to get everybody in their guilt, to get them in. Yes.
What legacy do you want to leave behind?
I just want my son, because right now I just got him, and I just want, I mean, I want people, like, I've touched, to me, I mean, again, I'm proud of what I have accomplished, and I just want my legacy to be known as this fearless, bomb-ass black woman who just had, who thought she could and did. And, this immigrant black woman, like, I don't let it fall short that I am from Jamaica. My parents are immigrants. My grandmother came to this country, cleaning floors, cleaning people, like, so things like that, like, it doesn't fall short. I'll probably be the first millionaire in my family, and I am
Mm.
creating generational wealth for my son, and that does
Yes.
not fail me. My son doesn't have to ever take out a student loan, and neither will
Oh
his
my
kids.
God.
And and those are things that I continue to be proud of. And I think, like, I'm just setting my family up, changing the trajectory of what my generational wealth is going to look like.
Mm. So I know I don't have you for a really long time, but I am doing a giveaway because you are my 20th guest
Whoop,
that
whoop.
you are the 20th guest, and this show started out because of COVID. I had the time because I had just had a baby before I started doing the show. So my son is one.
Congratulations.
Thank you. My son turned one in July, and I was able to do this show at the convenience of my home without the ripping and running because, of course, I'm still in New York City. So,
Right.
you hit the ground running when you wake up in New York. And I was exhausted, but the show became an outlet, and I've been getting some really good people, and I definitely wanted you to come on. And as
Of
a thank
course.
you to my guests, I am giving away 3 gift cards to Mess in a Bottle. I'm
Oh,
giving out
nice.
3 gift cards to 3 lucky winners. So I will announce the winners after this interview, and you will go and buy and support this black business right
Thank
here because she
you.
said spend your money right here.
Yes.
She said
Yes.
spend your money right here.
Exactly.
So I always ask every guest to leave a gem. Drop a gem before you go, but you dropped so many.
I
So I want you to drop.
did.
You dropped a lot, but just drop one more before you go, cause she busy, y'all. She busy.
What's a gem? What do I want to say? Hmm. Let me think. This one is serious. Let me think. Oh, I'll say this. I'll say, one of my favorite messages that I've created is keep creating dope ass shit until somebody notices. And I think that as artists and as creatives, this is your 20th episode. You decided to, start something. You don't know if people are going to tune in. You don't know if people are going to listen, and I think that that's the beauty of it. I think sometimes all of us create things because we're like, and social media got us all effed up right now where everybody be thinking like, oh my God, notice me, like, and I tell my son all the time, like, this shit ain't for likes. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I say keep creating dope ass shit till somebody notices because I've been creating, like, this is my 5th year in Mess in a Bottle, but I've probably been creating since I was, in 3rd grade when I first started and started drawing. And, and I didn't know then what I would be now. And there was
Right.
many times, even through architecture and through my career, that I wanted to give up on my artistry. I didn't even know like what my art was. I thought all this time my art was architecture, but my art has been really designed and given to people and messages. And, like I've created something so much bigger. And it's because I've listened to what my purpose is. And
Right.
I kept on creating even when no one was listening. So, I was my biggest fan. I've always championed for me. I've always, really was excited about my own shit, even when nobody else would be. So I
Right.
would just really encourage everybody to, keep creating, whether that's writing, whether that's art, whether that's fashion, whatever that looks like. I think be your own biggest cheerleader, be your own biggest fan, and you'll definitely get to where you want to go. Somebody is going to notice. And I think that that's something
Yes.
that has stuck with me.
Thank you so much for coming, dropping by, dropping gems. Again, everybody, make sure you're following Mess in a Bottle on Instagram and make sure you are shopping at www.messinabottle.com. Thank you so
And
much for coming
and
and joining.
check out my podcast if you want to hear more of me. I have a
Yes, yes.
podcast. It's called What a Mess, and it's on Spotify, and it's also on Apple Podcasts as well. So yeah,
Is the link is in your IG as well,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I'll
So
put
if
it
you're
up there.
not
Yeah,
following her, go follow her because she has a lot more to say and you're dropping more gems, correct?
I do.
Dropping
I do every
more
week.
gems. More gems. Is there anything else we should look out for that you will be doing?
I'm probably gonna be starting back my tea classes in the next week. So we should be relaunching the tclass.com. And so
Okay.
I teach other people how to start and create their own t-shirt company. So
Hmm.
yeah, so if anybody wants to kind of learn the game and learn how to start their own t-shirt company, this is that's the best place to do it. So it's the tclass.com.
Okay. All right. All right. So make sure when you guys go to messinabottle.com that you
I have
sign up
all
and
of that.
subscribe. Sign up and subscribe to the newsletter because I know y'all
Yep.
have a whole bunch of other emails that's cluttering your email, but you get the right emails to clutter your email box.
Right.
Please
Yep.
subscribe. So I'm gonna let you go, but thank you so much. I definitely appreciate taking out time out your busy schedule, coming and blessing my audience. Thank you
Of
so much.
course. Thank you
So
guys. Thanks for
I'm
having.
gonna announce the people. Thank
Thanks for
you.
having me.
Have a
Good
good
luck with the
one.
podcast. Bye bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so I'm still here. So let me go ahead and announce the winners for the gift card. So I'm gonna announce the IG names. So we have okay. So I'm gonna announce the winners. So we have the first winner is, and this is the reason why this is the winner. This person has been supporting me since day one. They were tagging 5 friends before I even asked everybody to tag 5 friends. and to have your 5 friends follow me. So that goes out to Jocelyn Renee at Jocelyn Renee. Then we have Amy with the curls, because when I did the last giveaway, all 5 friends followed me at that moment. And we also have a guy who won, the last guru. So I will be going ahead and DM you guys. You guys can send me your email address and I will forward you over the gift card so you can get your gift at www.messinabottle. Also, if you're not following and subscribing, let me just go ahead and put my own website here. If you have not signed up at iconicglow.com, you have to subscribe so you can be up to date with what I'm doing. Hold on. Ma, no, you did not win. You did not win. She won. I don't know why she want to win a gift card. Ma, you always win. You and my mother. How you going to lose and you my mother? So I'm going to end this live because my mother wants to win one of the gift cards. So I will DM you guys and you guys can send me your email address so that I can go ahead and send you my mother the trip. I ain't win. No, you didn't win. So I can go ahead and send you guys your gift cards. Good night and thank you. Ma, you got to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Something's wrong with her. Thank you.